Hey guys, I'm always trying to figure out ways to communicate the best advice and information to my clients when I'm doing lessons. And one thing I encourage players to do is understand that, if you want to get to a high level of tennis, no matter who you are, we never push the ball. So forehands, backhands, serves, we don't push on those strokes. What I mean by a push is the racket, the strings are behind the ball for longer than a split second. So if I take the racket straight back and straight forward, see how the strings are straight behind the ball for a long period of time? That's a push. Now it'll go in, but it's not gonna make it effective, right? Good players are actually gonna have the strings behind the ball at the very last second. So the ball is coming, see I'm behind the ball, underneath the ball, and I'm coming up for a split second, then I come off of it. I might be going forward as I do that, but the strings do not stay behind the ball for more than a split second. So you'll see I'm under and then boom, through. And that was a much more effective ball, lots and lots of spin. Same thing on the backhand. If I take it back, straight back, ball's coming right here, and my strings are behind it, that's a push. I'm not gonna be able to hit much spin and can't hit the ball hard because spin makes the ball go in, right? So I would come under at the last second, hit it. And this is the same thing actually on the serve, right? A lot of players with their racket behind the ball way too soon, and then they push. So when the ball's up in the air, they're here, and that's a push. See how my strings were behind the ball for a very long period of time, and I just push. Now, that's why that it can go in, but it's why it's not effective, because it doesn't give any spin to the ball, and I can't hit it hard, because if I do hit it hard, gravity's the only thing that brings it in. So it's just gonna keep going long, it won't go in. So notice that like really good servers, the strings stay underneath the ball and behind the ball for a very long time, then they go up at the last second. So they're gonna go up there at the last second. It was behind the ball for a very short amount of time. And that's what a big server is gonna do. They're gonna get behind it for a very split second amount of time, not for a long period of time. And this is why it's so hard to learn this, because when you push, you don't choke. There's no choking. You can't choke because this swing doesn't break it down, because there's nothing to it. You're just getting behind the ball and pushing. And same thing with the serve. So beginners don't really choke. But when you start learning this, you can really choke, because you have to stay under the ball and really come over it. And if you get tight, you could hit the top of the ball. If you slow down your swing, that's not good, because you want lots of racket head speed. Same thing on the serve. You actually got to swing faster for it to work. So everything has to go faster, and you got to have a loose grip. And when you traditionally, when players, aka choke or don't play well, like they get tight, their grip gets tight. They slow their swing down, and that does not work at a high level technique type of shot. So you need to start thinking that if you want to get to that level, it's going to take some time, because that's going to be a lot harder to muster the courage and the consistency to be able to hit over the ball consistently all the time without feeling that dread of missing, right? That's why the push works so easily, but it's not effective. So you will have some ups and downs throughout this, but I encourage you to keep working on it, because the ability to get better is so much higher. Your ceiling just goes higher and higher and higher the faster and more spin you can hit on the ball. You'll see all good players have that characteristic. So now that you know the difference between the push and coming over the ball, now that you know that how difficult it is, stick with it, and you're going to see results if you keep working on it. All right? So good luck to you, and happy hitting.